Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Saturday, June 1st, 2019, and I am here at a pond that I fished a couple times many years ago and didn't do very well. But I've since heard from some locals that this is a pretty good spot for bass, so I decided to come back here and give it a second chance. And because I'm seeing a lot of weeds, and because it's getting to be about that time of year, I'm going to start out by throwing around the weedless frog. So, let's see if my second take on this pond is any better than the first. Okay guys, well, I'm going to take a break from the frog because I found this little culvert that's got some current coming out of it. So I am going to pitch this jig around and I'm going to see what happens. I will go back to the frog. I just want to try this spot with the jig first. Well, nothing on that jig, so it's back to the frog. I honestly have no idea what could work here today. The more I fish around the ponds here, the more I'm finding out that they all have their own personalities. Like, some ponds, weedless frog works really well. On others, they don't buy a strike. It's all about putting in your time and figuring a place out, which I certainly haven't done at this place yet. So, who knows? We'll see what kind of personality this place has. Well guys, was not getting any bites on the frog, so I switched over to a black buzzbait. And that's really for two reasons. One, with this water being pretty dirty, they might need something with a little bit more vibration and noise to home in on it. And second of all, it will allow me to cover water faster than what I was doing with the frog. So far, I've been underwhelmed by this place. The only fish I've seen in any great numbers are carp. Ooh, there was a hit. Ah, second cast with the buzzbait. I might be onto something. There we go. All right, wow. Well, God, not even 5 minutes after I switched to the buzzbait, I get my first fish of the day. Looks like I made the right call. Not bad, maybe pushing a pound, but good for a first fish. All right, we got something going here, guys. There's a carp right there in the shallow, see him? I'm going to drop this buzzbait right on his head. It's not going to catch him, but there we go. See that? Carp will bite lures, but I've never heard of them biting a buzzbait before. Oh, that was another carp. That one legit scared me. Ugh. These things are up shallow today. I wonder if they're spawning or if they're rooting around in the shallows for food. I don't know. Never really could get a handle on carp behavior. Not that I ever really tried. I'm about to bring this over some carp. Wonder if they'll spook. That one did. I think I hit that one in the back. These things have been up super shallow. I have seen their backs sticking out of the water. It's been a solid hour since my last bite on this buzzbait. I got those first two hits immediately, and I thought I had it all figured out. And as it turns out, I continue to struggle. I guess I'll stick with this for a little bit longer since, you know, I did get hits on it. but we'll see. I might have to switch over to something else if this doesn't produce anything pretty quickly. I don't know if you guys can see that thing moving out there. That's a snapping turtle, and it is massive. That is a huge snapping turtle. It's one of the biggest I've seen in a long, long time. So he's got his head poking up right now. Man, that thing is a dinosaur. And there it goes. Oh, that was a hit right there. I wasn't even paying attention. It was a little guy, but it was a hit. Alright. So there are still some bass here who want to hit the buzzbait. That's good to know. Maybe I'll stick with this a little bit longer after all. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, it was a pickerel. It was a pickerel. Okay, well, I learned that there are pickerel in this pond. Not that that's a huge surprise. Alright, okay. Well, still getting some action. That's good. Alright guys, well, even though I haven't caught many fish, I am learning about this place. And one of the things I have learned is when it comes to top waters, they're not fond of the weedless frog, but they will hit the buzzbait. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go over the water that I covered with the weedless frog using the buzzbait to see if that makes a difference. If it does not, well, I'm just going to have to figure something else out. Ooh. Somebody left their wallet on this bench. Well guys, I had to make a brief detour to the local law enforcement agency to drop off that wallet that I found on the park bench. Hopefully whoever dropped it gets that returned to them pretty soon. I know we pretty much all have our entire lives in our wallets these days with our driver's licenses, credit cards, debit cards, whatnot. You lose your wallet, your life can pretty much come to a standstill. So hopefully the individual who lost it won't be put out for very long. God, that's like the most cliche moral quandary question you could ever be asked. You know, you find a wallet. What do? Well, for a long time, I wasn't really sure what I would do. I guess I found the answer today.
Catch anything?
Not yet.
Not yet? What are you going for?
Largemouth bass.
Oh, okay. Is the tide coming in?
I'm not sure.
Oh, it seems to be going
Oh.
that way. Oh, that's a...
Hey, look at that.
Oh, good. Oh, all right.
Looks like you're my good luck charm.
Yeah. It's a nice size one.
Yeah, he's not bad.
No. That's the worst part, getting the hook there.
Yeah, that one just got hooked in a tough part of the mouth, but he's all right.
Yeah. That's a nice size one.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Oh. So that last fish I caught came on this weightless soft jerkbait. I was actually throwing around a buzzbait and he hit the buzzbait, but it was a really lazy hit. So I switched over to this jerkbait and I threw it back in there a couple times and he finally jumped on it. So I think I'm just gonna throw the soft jerkbait around for the rest of the evening. This end of the pond, I'm pretty much down at the low end of the pond right now. It's a lot clearer than it is further up, so I think these fish are able to see that more subtle presentation. So that's what I'll stick with for the duration. Well, everybody, the sun is almost down and I haven't gotten any more hits, so I think I am going to call it a day right here. Was a pretty interesting day. I only caught 2. I got a few other hits. There's definitely fish in here. Although I am a little bit suspicious that I didn't hook into more, given that this is, you know, prime time of year for catching fish. You know, it's a little too early to tell whether or not this is a really good place to fish or not. But there are definitely some fish here, so it's definitely worth coming back and checking it out again. Kind of ironic, when I went to return that wallet and I was giving my statement to the officer, he was saying he used to fish this place quite a bit, and after Hurricane Sandy hit, it got inundated with salt water, and the fishing went downhill, which was, you know, a case for a lot of the ponds up and down the Jersey coast. So maybe that has something to do with it, but I mean that was 7 years ago, so I got to think this place is at least starting to bounce back from that. So who knows? I might come back here and maybe I'll get a firmer grip on what this place has to offer someday. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next adventure.